point, but then I made a mistake. I had small loss of concentration. I really odd situation. I had this one spectator waving, and I thought I have to slow down. I realized that he was just waving, but then I missed the note from my co-driver, and we slid off the road and then damaged the front of a car, and we were unable to continue though.
So after an exciting first day in the academy, Breen was the man to beat, 24.6 seconds ahead of Lemesh going into the final day. After Cow's misfortune, the Irishman had been handed the perfect opportunity to take the championship lead. So on to the second and final day for the academy cars, and for Breen, just 9 stages stood between himself and back-to-back victories. Like day one, it was a cautious start, only managing 4th fastest, but it got worse. On the following stage, co-driver Gareth Roberts called a pace note fractionally late, but late enough for the pair to go off the road, break the Fiesta's drive shaft and retire from the rally.
Unfortunately, you know, I make a lot of mistakes in my time, but just Gareth, the co-driver, got a little bit caught out on a fast section coming downhill, and the note just came a wee bit too late at the end, and we just touched the bank on the outside and broke a shaft.
This handed the lead back to Jere Lemesh, still hunting down his first victory of the year, and it was looking good. 34 seconds ahead of Alistair Fisher going into the midday service. Further back, Jose Suarez was still hanging on. Despite not being able to match the pace of Lemesh and Fisher ahead of him, the Spaniard was sitting comfortably in 3rd. One man not so comfortable was Sergei Karakin. The Russian rolled out of the Rally of France on stage 12 and was joined in spectacular style by Italian and Pirelli star driver Andrea Cronola. Both joined Breen on the retirement list.
I made a mistake because I don't brake enough, and I went out of the road and I hit that big tree, so I'm out.
Which meant after an action-packed 2 days up at the front, it was Jere Lemesh who held off Alistair Fisher's challenge to take the WRC Academy win in France. But as Jere was spraying the winner's champagne and accepting his applause, there was to be yet another twist to the Academy's French tale. Due to speeding on road sections between stages, a post-rally decision was taken by the stewards to impose a 5-minute penalty on Lemesh, and he subsequently dropped to 3rd. So there is official confirmation that Alistair Fisher took his first WRC Academy victory from Jose Suarez in 2nd, with Lemesh demoted to 3rd. A great weekend for Sepp Wiegand and Molly Taylor, closing out the top 5 respectively. In the championship, Cow remains at the top, but his no score means he stays on 92, while 6 stage wins for Breen means he closes the gap to just 20 points. Lemesh moves up to 3rd as the Academy heads into the final round at Wales Rally GB. Perhaps the fastest but unluckiest man in the WRC Academy has been Ireland's Craig Breen. That poor result in France has left him with some work to do if he's to take Academy honours. We caught up with him to talk about his year so far.
I suppose we came to Portugal wanting to prove our speed, and we built up such a cushion on the first day. It was an amazing feeling, and you know, on the second day to crash out on such silly circumstances was really frustrating. We said we'd push on and go to Sardinia with the same plan, and again we led initially, and bad luck with some mechanical issues with the car. On again to Finland, and we tried to do it again and missed out so much, just so close.
That was a great battle, man.
Yeah, no, really. And eventually in Germany we got the win, so it's been extremely frustrating, but always, I never had a doubt that the capability was there to do it.
Like so many young drivers today, rallying runs in the family, and for Craig, it's no different.
My father, Ray, was twice national champion back at home in Ireland, both on gravel and tarmac, and I hear people say it's a way of life. It has been a way of life from me and my family since I was 5 or 6 years of age, even younger than that even. I went to every single one of Dad's rallies, and you know, in order to get to the rallies, the only way I could go there was to go in the back of the car with him on a Friday evening when he was heading off from work, and I had to sit in the back of the car during recce for a whole day, and to any other kid it was a boring day, but for me I was sitting bolt upright in the back seat watching what was going on, and I was just so passionate about the sport.
Before rallying came karting, but even then, Craig had no doubts which discipline of motorsport he wanted to make a career out of.
When I was at the European Championships, I was more worried about, I think there was a rally on Corsica was on that weekend, and while everyone else was, you know, concentrating on their setups and looking at the PI, I was on WRC.com, you know, seeing who was winning the rally, and, you know, even national stuff back home. I had so much more interest and passion for rallying.
So he made the switch from a kart to a car and a circuit to stage, and before him lay the perfect playground to learn his trade.
We've got some absolutely amazing roads in Ireland, and I think it's a crying shame that we don't get this world scene back to Ireland again, because we've just got such a fantastic country for rallying stages. For sure, on tarmac, it is the best in the world.
Rallying in Ireland is predominantly on tarmac, however Craig has proved his pace on gravel as well. How did it come so naturally to him?
I can remember when I was karting, whenever it rained, you know, everyone used to say to me, "Oh, you'll go well now," because I had this kind of flamboyant style that was really completely bizarre to everyone else. When I got into gravel rallying, I got into a rhythm quite quickly, and it was similar to driving a kart in the wet.
And if he weren't a rally driver,
my father's got quite a nice engineering company back at home. I would probably be there working away, but it's one of them things I can't imagine myself, you know, putting myself working at anything else other than being involved in rallying or some form of motorsport, because I'm just no different.
Despite one round of the WRC Academy remaining, Craig is already thinking about a programme for 2012.
I would like to see myself back in a support championship in 2012. You know, we already have a Super 2000 car, so the perfect opportunity would be to win the Academy and step onto the SWRC, which I think is the perfect ladder, really. But for now, everything's in the back seat, and we need to win this bloody Academy.
Coming up after the break, we speak to M Sport's Stobart driver Matt Wilson as he fights for his best ever championship finish in the WRC.
I think we've been 7th for the last 2 or 3 years, so if we can get that, that will be a good way to end the season for sure.
We'll bring you all the latest news from around the sport, including reaction to some big rule changes for 2012. And we take a detailed look at the Rally Catalunya, where the mixed surface stages could have a huge part to play in the championship fight. Welcome back to WRC Rally World. The incredible roller coasters of the Port of Ventura will again scream past the service park in Spain. And for M Sports Stobart's Matt Wilson, it's been a thrilling ride on his 6-year WRC adventure. The Monte Carlo Rally 2006, and a fresh-faced 18-year-old Matt joined the world stage, jumping straight in at the deep end with the Stobart Ford team. To Wilson, it still seems like yesterday.
Matt, it's been 6 years now you've been in the WRC. Can you believe it's been that long?
Not really. It seems to have flown by massively, but I think I've said it before, you never ever stop learning in this sport, and I think maybe seems like I've been around for a long time, but at the end of the day, I'm still only 24. But like I say, yeah, it's absolutely flown by.
To many outside observers, it's assumed Matt has an easy ride, driving under the wing of his father Malcolm, whose M Sport outfit run the Ford teams. Far from it. 12 months ago, there was still no guarantee he would be competing in 2011.
I think probably, if anything, my performance dropped away a little bit towards the end of last year, but I think a lot of it come from the frustration of having done all the testing with the Fiesta and knowing what was coming, and then having to go back to the Focus. And I think I found it difficult, and it ended up maybe affecting our performance a little bit towards the end of the year.
Wilson was heavily involved in the early development of the WRC Fiesta, so to see it immediately competitive was a proud moment for all involved.
From the first time that the car turned a wheel, you know, I was involved, and I've really tried to keep, even now when I haven't been doing as much of the testing as before, I try to keep on top of what they're doing and what progress they've made, what changes they've made. And I think then you end up learning so much more, and you know the real fundamentals of the car before you even really start, which makes a massive difference, I think.
Wilson has finished in the points in all but 2 events in 2011, and it's this remarkable consistency that's given him the opportunity to fight for his best ever championship finish.
Maybe some of it come from the way we sort of had our plan at the start, and that was to try and finish the most rallies that we could. I think even though gradually year by year we've upped the pace and improved, I think we've managed to do it without, you know, going and making too many mistakes. But yeah, Mexico was obviously the only rally where we've had any mechanical trouble, which put us out of a strong position as well.
The highlight of the year, though, was in Australia with a career-equalling 4th place.
If you could survive Friday, that anything was then possible, I think, because I've never experienced, even in, like you said, 6 years, I've never experienced anything like that. You saw how lethal it was. Both Sebastian's making mistakes, but Loeb especially, to see him roll, that doesn't happen very often at all. And then Saturday was a totally different day altogether, and real nice character stages, probably like New Zealand, and better weather, and it changed the rally completely. And then really, like Sunday, we just had to try and do our best not to do anything stupid.
In the fight for 6th in the championship, though, Matt is up against his M-Sport Stobart teammate Mads Osberg, who's really impressed in 2011.
He obviously started the year with a real bang, and then he's had some, you know, some real other good rallies as well, but a little bit of bad luck. So yeah, I think that's where our consistencies maybe sort of brought us back in contention to fight with him. But yeah, we'll have to see what happens. It's not ideal to be battling him, but like I say, if we can get that will beat our best. I think we've been 7th for the last 2 or 3 years, so if we can get that, that will be a good way to end the season for sure.
In the news this week, speculation has increased that Sebastian Ogier and Mikko Hirvonen could swap seats for 2012. Sources close to the parties involved at Citroën and Ford have suggested that discussions have already begun, but Ogier would not be drawn on the subject at the post-event press conference in France.
A question for Sebastian Ogier. There's been some reports that you've signed a deal with Ford. Could you give us your comments on that?
Yeah, I think I have no comment for that. Where did you see that? No, it's absolutely wrong. I'm still working in Citroën, still very happy to working with them, and nothing new to tell you.
All right, guys, I think we are done. Hold on.
He's red, maybe it's true.
The FIA have confirmed the new regulations starting in the 2012 season applicable for all gravel rounds to prevent drivers slowing down for better road positions. There will now be a qualifying round at Shakedown where drivers are given 2 practice passes on the stage before one official qualifying run. The fastest to slowest drivers on the stage will then get to select their start positions. On subsequent days, all drivers will start in reverse order of their overall classification.
We're very happy. We were in favor of changing the system because the tactic thing is something that we don't like. With a sort of qualifying system, it means that now on Thursday you have to be good as a team, as a driver, to earn yourself a good road position for the first day of the event. So yes, we're very happy with it.
Well, I think it's a good idea, you know, one more competition, you know, and I think it's absolutely perfect to do it that way.
Yeah, I think it's not bad. Maybe with that we will avoid some strategy, and it will be more place for the sport. So it must be better like that.
It's good that we don't see slowing down anymore in the rally. But of course, always there is a tactics, and you can play the tactics. So you might see them now on the qualifying time or in the shakedowns. So, but I think it's generally it's a good step forward.
The 2012 WRC calendar was also rubber-stamped at the same World Motorsport Council meeting. The legendary Monte Carlo Rally returns as the season opener after a 3-year absence, while the other major changes see Rally Australia replaced in 2012 by the classic New Zealand round, and Rally GB moves to a September slot, with Rally Catalunya running as the season finale in early November. And the countdown to Rally Monte Carlo's exciting return to the sport has already begun, with Albert II, Sovereign Prince of Monaco, formally opening the WRC stand at the Sportel Sports Media Fair in the Principality recently. It's also been confirmed that next year's Rally Sweden will include a full day in Norway. The opening leg of 2012's second round includes one stage that crosses the border between the 2 countries.